man, streaming on YouTube. Well, that's just wild. Five-second delay. Audio sounds okay? All right. Actually sounds really good. Try and fiddle around with the noise gate a little bit to try and get that to work better. Filters. You know, I wanted to be able to try to mitigate how much extra sound there is. In the environment, but I think it's just my microphone picking up everything. All right. So I'll try not to lift my mouse up. Maybe I can get a piece of software that'll filter that out maybe for me. Let me see, how does the camera look? The OBS looks okay. OBS. There's me. Oh my god, I'm on YouTube live. That's crazy. Yeah, that actually looks really good. I'm a lot higher definition than I think I want it to be. But it is what it is, I suppose. Actually, maybe I'll try and keep the mic out of the frame. Maybe zoom out of me a little bit. I don't know. I don't really need to be. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh. That's so funny. Having a good time, I guess. So this is supposed to be a Fusion 360 stream. I guess we can pop over to that and see how it sounds, or how it looks too. There's full screen Fusion on there. This could be, I don't know, something in the help files or something like that. I'm not sure. Heard a little bit of feedback. Maybe that was power glitch or something. I'm really not actually too sure about that. I have a little bit of design work going on the one side that I'm doing, and I actually might create like a blur object or something like that, just so that, like, if, like, the whole idea I think for this is to work a little bit more visibly, like day to day, have some conversation with people in the chat, if that ends up being a thing. This allows me to help people in the community, maker community maybe, or just anybody that really wants to learn stuff about Fusion, promote some of the work maybe that I do, and maybe get some more customers to do this sort of work. So people that don't have the time to either learn, or they just don't want to do it, but they want to 3D print things or make useful things, and have some money to trade me for that work, then I think that's a really good possibility. I really enjoy teaching people and showing people things. Maybe not even just with Fusion 360 things, but maybe some stuff along my coding journey to learn software engineering, which has been a lot of fun, and even possibly building macros and macro scripts and add-ins for Fusion 360. I started to get into that recently and was having some fun with it. Yeah, so if you're tuning into this, thanks for tuning into it later or now. Thank you very much for checking out the live stream and this video content. I really appreciate you as a viewer and the engagement. I'm here to kind of serve you as a part of the community, and maybe learn some stuff along the way too. Actually, not maybe, I definitely will learn some stuff along the way too. And then just try to get comfortable in front of the camera again, and maybe even make other content about other things. I'm not really too sure why I chose Fusion 360 stuff right now, just considering there's so much content available online about it. And then also from the forums and things like that, are not the forums, but well, I guess forums. It's just the old-timey word. I just dated myself there. The old-timey word for, you know, like a Discord channel, Discord servers and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't been to a forum in such a long time. Just like that style of getting data and discourse, I guess. Yeah. That's what that is. I still have a server open, but I'm muted on there, but I can hear people, other people in my stream. Hopefully that actually doesn't come through on the stream. I don't think so. And then it's my OBS. My desktop audio is off. Yeah, so that should be okay. Do I have... desktop audio? Do I have this on here? Yeah. I'm muted in the other one. Yeah. I'm muted in the other one. Yeah. I'm muted in the other one. Okay, it is coming through. Okay, it is coming through. That's not so bad. Yeah, that's gonna get annoying after a while. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's gonna get annoying after a while. I'm sorry about that. I'll have to either train myself not to pick up my mouse or not be so forceful with it. I'm using two individual computers that are linked together over the network, so it's kind of like one large seamless computer desktop, but actually using two independent computers. So the mouse sensitivity is like set for one screen, but I have to like pick it up and move it when I go to the next one. So yeah, maybe I'll try and be more gentle with that. So what does I guess it could just be me for now, as far as that goes. If you have a question, please please put that up in chat. Default view. Then hopefully I'll be able to see that and interact with you. There's so many things here. So so many things. Let's see here. So many things. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So on my OBS, that's what I wanted to do. So on my OBS, I wanted to create like an overlay for the full screen Fusion that just like maybe Makes it a little bit blurry, so that if I'm working on any content, people see that they're like, "Oh, what are you working on?" or something like that. I could just say, or like I could just say it's NDA work or something like that that just doesn't want to be visible. I don't. When that I'm doing that type of work. Unfortunately, I am doing that type of work right now. But it's not horrible, I guess. Generally speaking, when I'm doing paid work, I don't like to do that on stream, but a lot of these things might be, well, even like practicing the Too Tall Toby speedruns were kind of fun. Or the other things. Yeah, all the different stuff people helped people with over the, I don't know, the last year or two. Been quite a bit. Yeah, curved surfaces. Lofty, lofty, loft. I'm not actually sure how long I'm going to be streaming for today. I just wanted to test this out and see how it was. Anyways, I guess, maybe I should just do something in Fusion so that, you know, when you've turned out to like watch the video, I might as well show you something. And if you've lasted this far without me actually doing anything in Fusion, I applaud you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, it actually is only giving me 720. It's too bad. I don't know why it's transcoding so slowly, but maybe that's just on my end. I'm streaming in 1080p, I believe. This 720 60, yeah. I think you can actually play it back faster too. That's pretty neat. So many things about the YouTube stream that I don't know about. I'll have to update or maybe watch some videos on how to set up YouTube streaming. As far as that goes. I think there's like a different encoder and stuff too that I can use. Yeah, there's so much other things that I can probably do to make the stream a little bit better or a little more crisp, I think. I'm not sure why it doesn't look very good, or it's not streaming in the, or maybe it doesn't do, oh, you know what it is? I think it's set up to do, it's scaled to 936p, and I think on YouTube it can, on YouTube you can stream like in 4K or something, right? You can stream like in 4K or something, right? Yeah. Oh. Better shut that off, that's annoying. Okay. And the Elgato. Desktop audio's off. Elgato's off. Perfect. Okay, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop streaming for now. Actually, not yet. Let me give you something, the power of Fusion. It's not really made for beginners, I guess. It's just like, I was hoping that the interaction, if it was live, then people could have a demonstration, like kind of impromptu. Maybe they weren't looking for it, but, or they were looking for a video, but then there's like, oh, somebody's streaming Fusion 360. Maybe let's ask them. I could probably add something to say like ask a question or something like that. Yeah, so I don't have any notifications area anymore. Well, not for this anyways. I do have my name blocked out, which doesn't really matter. It's totally fine. The Elgato's on. Grip screen. Yeah. Grips green screen. And there was maybe I actually didn't make it. I thought I had a scrolling thing at the bottom, but maybe not. Maybe not on this. Or maybe it's on this one here, notifications area. Nope, that's not there. Oh boy, you're gonna see some other weird stuff happen here. Full screen. Code. Oh, there's me. Scared myself. So yeah, maybe it'll be like something along the bottom, like feel free to ask a question in chat, or some ask a question about Fusion 360 in chat, or if you need help or something. I don't know. I can do something about that. Basic rundown of Fusion. The 3D drawing program, so you can draw in a whole bunch of different ways. There's a lot of ways to do things in Fusion. Basic thing is you can draw shapes like this. You can draw lines in squares and profiles, right? So that ends up being a profile. Here's a couple other shapes, and then you can make these shapes into solids. That's kind of fun. So whichever way, and then precisely too, like if you want, 15, for example, and then this ends up being, 15 in length. You can see it down here. That, and then you can cut into things, and then obviously precisely like that. So you end up with a box with a shape. You can apply rounds or fillets to corners. You can change the tangency of these as well. You can make them apply different curvature to it, so like a G1 or G2 type of surface. And then you can have the different types, so like a rolling ball or a setback sort of things. The setback is kind of nice, and then also the radius type, the chord length is nice to have if you're joining curvature pieces together and you want a continuous fillet or whatever else. Different types like chamfer systems, and then you can apply the chamfers to everything all at the same time. Yeah, 0.5 millimeter, whatever this one is, and then also you can apply drafts to certain edges like that. So if you wanted these tipped in or something like that, and then all the way around, that sort of thing, and then make that accurate, something like that. You can shell, maybe 0.5 mil. Nope. Shell, make these hollow, and then also everything in the timeline is this little bar here down here is making things being added to in time, right? So each one of these, you can take that off or redo it, and wherever this cursor is, that's where you are in time. So you can use time as a resource for this. So say if I wanted to add, these two lines as fillets again, and maybe even create a fillet on this. It doesn't have to be anything specific, maybe something like that. Like a so. Right, and then I have a fillet here. Maybe I want to, or a chamfer, sorry. And then I just want to connect these like with a little baby fillet to make that like a continuous surface. And then, when I go around to do this, and I open up the system again, I can like repick or recreate that sort of thing there. Sometimes it doesn't let you, so this is good to actually see that, right? So you might need to make this 0.5 example, and then it'll apply the fillet based on that little corner that you gave it. And, you know, you can apply draft to certain things afterwards. Gets you into trouble with your fillets. Obviously. There we go. Just to suit my needs here. And you can shell based on that sort of thing. And you have some sort of shape. This really wasn't intended to be anything like really special. Just a really quick impromptu demonstration on how to maybe just build anything in Fusion. There are so many different ways. There's so many different things that you can build. You know, it's endless, the amount of things. So you have one solid here, and you can make like a complete extra part of this. You know, maybe like just reverse. You don't have to join. Just make it a new body. That's actually new, the preview in green. That sort of thing. And then maybe you want to create, you know, like a void, like a representation sort of thing of the crossover of what that little piece is. Maybe not that one. Let me select that one. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Even a long click doesn't do it. See, we're learning together already. That's fascinating. Right? You know what? I wonder if my... No, selection filters are good. Maybe I just need to... what else can I do with this? If I wanted to use this... here's like a good thing where... It's a good that like stuff happens like this, because then we can adapt, right? So based on this, I know that this is mirrored, and I know that it's not working the way I want it to with this, so I can create certain things, like other features, to make doing these things a little bit easier, or creating creating these things a little easier. So if that was the goal, was to create this, but then also you know, mirror all these things as well, I can say, okay, well, which ones do I want? I want them both now instead of just the one. And yeah, so now I have these two things, and say I wanted this like void as one piece, so now I actually have that, plus I have the two, and then I wanted like the volume of that, for example, or something. So now I have the volume of it, right? So that 1150, 951. And all the rest of the things, if that was like, you know, the all the other things based on its density properties. So I don't know. It's a fun program. If you're on the fence about learning this or something else, I would say probably learn this. It does everything that you can think of. There's you can do machining, 3D printing. You could check your injection molding things. You can do so much stuff with this this program, and I use it to make money. So building engineering things, not always like it could be like a part like this, I suppose, but a lot of the times it's something really specific. A lot of sheet metal, lots of plastic parts, and then just like explorative designs as well for all sorts of different things. And then also coaching, I guess that's more of like a fun hobby thing for me to do. But I don't even want to know what I want to call this cup thinger. Okay. So cup thinger, and then there's a lot of different things you can do for best practices and how to dimension things and how to put together like large models that have moving parts to it, things like that, building linkages, how you should set up your models in coordinate systems so they move more efficiently. So like say take this for example, like this whole sketch was built with the coordinate system here, but maybe I wanted this here like that. I can adjust the sketch because everything is based off that first sketch. So instead of making this here, and obviously this is not defined fully, so I can go back. Oops, just turn off the origin, and I have a few things here. This is constrained to the origin point, so these two pieces here. It should actually give me the constrained values, but it's not showing up for whatever reason. There we go. The two dirty rotten trick that I do when this happens is I just trim everything off and then unfortunately you have to rebuild it back together, but it's not a huge issue as far as that goes, but you know, it's still something. So then this is now different, right? This has its own characteristics to it. It's still constrained left and right, or up and down, however you want to say that. But I can make these things however we want. 28. This could be 32. This can be, I don't know, 15, for example. And now this is locked in space. I'm using a gray background because it's a little easier on my eyes. But if you were to have a white background, these would all be black lines, and then they're typically blue otherwise. So I can do that switch really, really quick. So I just changed the environment to like photo booth. This is a lot. Oof. Man, it's really bright. This is typically what a lot of people see, or how they'd see it. And then if you had something that was unconstrained, it would be this blue color. And that means it's not physically locked into space at a specific size. In the case of the circle here, and I can just re-add that, say 15 for example, and then the whole thing is going to get rebuilt. The timeline's going to rerun and everything's going to rebuild. And then if we turn on the origin again, we can see that this was built at the origin, this point here. Now I could have just moved it afterwards. So everything is based on, you know, like a datum point over here, for example. And then, you know, it's all done off that. But, you know, if I was making this part, like say out of aluminum or something, I actually might want the datum as the circle, because now I can lay it out, or I can position this whole piece accurately on a machine or something else, you know, in location to the circle. So like if I need to machine out the base of this or something else, I don't know. Something. Anyways, I'm just giving a quick little demo just in case you checked this out for the first time and you wanted to see what the live stream was about. You watched the whole thing, just giving you a really quick demonstration of what that is. And maybe if you have other questions in the future, you can certainly comment, I think, send me a message into the chat, or I'm not sure how that works on YouTube actually. You can give the video thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you want. Share it with your people. I'm sure it's going to be posted on my channel. I don't even know how any of this stuff works. I'm so kind of new to things, and if you know, I made some content in the past, but I think I've just forgotten all of it. Old. Anyways, so there's that. And then you can make components and like all that stuff. I'm probably not going to get into that right now. I just wanted to keep this kind of about a half hour long. Maybe it's almost a video about nothing, but you know, we can do so many things as far as this goes here. Creating holes, you know, it's just to this distance here, and then we can call it whatever we want, or if it was like a tap tool or something, M2, and then this is based on that little center point. As far as that goes, I don't know, right? Which is probably a bad example. There's a whole boss command too. Like if you go into the plastic, there's a lot of other tools that you can use to create like webs and screw things and like all that. But a lot of these are paid options or add-ins. I have a commercial license, but all of these things are still like a part of a whole add-in system as well. The emboss actually I heard was changed a little bit. I'm going to try emboss over these three things here, just to see if that's kind of like a thing now. I haven't tried this at all. I heard that you can emboss over curvature, so this is a good what do you call it? Maybe a good example. I know it's include 3D geometry, right? Can I just make a point on here directly? Oops. No, I have to. I'm doing this the hard way, by the way. Let me. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. If you, I can just make a point anywhere on a surface if you're sketching in 3D, which is kind of cool. And tangent to thing at a point, and then I should be able to create that. It's not visible, so there we go. There's that sketch. I'm just gonna create something. I don't know. How about some texts? Texts. Probably should have told you guys about that. Oh, doesn't need to be in. We're here. 1, 2. Okay. This is some text. I'm going to center it both ways. So when I drop this out and I create a thing and make this horizontal vertical, everything kind of goes to there. And then I'm just going to plop it right down on that point. There we go. So the emboss faces are here. And I want this. And I want to stick out, so that's great. Maybe a little bit too far. That's really cool that it does that now. There's 0.5. Awesome. So we, what do you call it? Figured this out together. So now you can actually create this sort of thing here. I'm wondering if I was to, I can just create a thing on the bottom of this, and then I'm going to, oh dear, you, and you. Why is there 4? I'm sorry, I'm just like lazy clicking. So there is a projection, and if I do, oh boy, I'm in the thing still. We can do the text command along a path. Oh, I guess I could just do this. Bummer. It does have to be a thing here. Okay. All right, let's try that again. See if it recognizes all of it. It does not. How about a... Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if it's here, here, and here, but if I was if I just made this perpendicular, so if I wanted to make this not on this plane, because you see how it wraps at an angle, but I just wanted it straight with the bottom, I could make a I'm just gonna make a quick offset plane here. Turn all this stuff on again. Something like that. I'm going to just to kind of get my bearings as far as that goes. So that's about where all that stuff is. The idea behind this is that I'm trying to create text that just follows the curvature, but that's sort of flat. And sometimes this doesn't work out the way you think it will. And that's why I'm testing it out. And then I'm probably going to wrap it around even further. It's going to start it over here. And we do that, just align it. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing with the emboss. The emboss in and itself is actually quite powerful as a thing. Like, it's doing a lot of stuff for you. Right? Yeah, so see, as soon as it turns the corner, because this is on an angle, this kind of like goes off into the middle of nowhere. So how would you handle this, right? So usually what you want to do is this would be like a flat arc sort of thing, and then you would need to have the reverse of it. So if you unfolded this, for example, these two faces, so we can maybe do a study of that. Let's do an offset. No, chain selection, I just want the 3. Here is good. Oh. Bring this back before the embosses. Oh, I cannot? Well, let's just go back in time then. Offset. You, and you. We're just going to give this a thickness. So thicken. -2. Maybe -2 is too much. Again, -0.5. Yeah. Okay. And then the idea behind some of this is that I want to unfold this, right? So this has to be like a sheet metal, or convert to sheet metal. So we'll just convert this to sheet metal. It could be steel, that's fine. And then if I unfold this, you can see what the shape looks like of there we go. Unfold all bends. So see how that kind of goes up there? Now in this, Just gonna turn on the other body. Oh boy, hopefully this doesn't crash. Sometimes these this program will crash. All right. Oh boy. Hopefully that was not caught. See how it drifts off there? So what we actually need is this for it to go up, right? So if we look at how this looks unfolded, right? It goes up, or that's what we want it to do instead of going down. So this is kind of the, if we want the text, it should follow this path, right? And then that's the actual feature that we would need to put into the other sketch, right? So as we are making like this sketch here, this text needs to follow the path that arcs up a little bit. But if you're going to the whole trouble, I guess, to do this portion of it, you can just put the text right on, like right onto here, I would imagine. And doing text along the path, I don't think actually, we'll just make one here. Check this. Turn off the body for the time being. Texts. Right. This is usually reserved for like splines. So you can definitely do it with a spline. Right. So if you were to make something that looks like this, or even if that's okay, like say, does that shape work, right? Do you maybe not want this maybe you don't want this like sort of shape in here like that? You can make this really small, so that, or really large, I should say, so that it matches the shape of which you're building here, right? Or if you want to line up the words like really perfect, like that sort of thing. In any case, they're going to be offset, I would imagine. So why wouldn't you offset it a little bit? I don't know, 2, something like that. Look at the tangent we're getting into, running longer than we should have. Oh well, it's fun. So because that's all one piece, right? This is on the bottom. I wanted to fit it to the path, maybe, and just say this is some text. This is some text. Something like that. And then that's 2 full ends. So like this is kind of like, there's a few things that's powerful about Fusion. This is one of them. As far as that goes. Now, if you don't want to fit it to the path and you just want it in the center, that's fine too. Like that. You only have something simple to say, or you can, you can pad the ends of it to whatever, like however you want this done, or you can put it off to the one side. Like there's like a bunch of different ways to do all that. I'm a big fan of centering stuff and just doing it graphically. I think is a fairly easy way to take care of things as far as that goes. And then because this is on a flat plane now, we can just extrude this up and then it'll stick on to the this piece. Yeah, so we have this, and that's a part of the thing here. It's not going to look perfect, but it'll probably look a lot better than the other one because all the writing is still on it, for example. And then when we refold, the texts will follow that there. So you can kind of see it like arcs up a little bit and then arcs back down again, and that's just because of how the it's the difference here, right? So like in the arc. So if you wanted to just adjust that, see if I can make this horizontal. Oh boy, what have I done? not that. I want this to be so if I have two flat surfaces, it's a little bit of geometry, and I want symmetry between two flat faces, I should be able to do that, right? So that gives me symmetry, and then I can, where is this handle? I can make the handle itself 90 degrees to the symmetry, right? And then I can adjust this wherever I need it to be. Oh boy. So you can kind of see how this will get really, really close to the original. And then obviously it's flipped back around because once you start messing around with the handles and whatnot, it just tends to do whatever it wants to do, or it'll flip directions, which is, it's kind of a bummer. But you know, that's just how Fusion works in a general sense, which is too bad. I don't know the reason why. I've been doing this a long time and it just does what it wants to do for whatever reason. I don't know what the code looks like, so that's just how it is. And you can get to the point where, you know, it's going to look fairly decent like that. So just controlling the sharpness of this point, and then it's like literally the sharpness of this point as well, like so. And you can control the offset, say -1 maybe. So there is the finagle, if you want to kind of see it that way, right? And then it's going to look a lot better as far as that goes. So how do I get this onto my other part? Because this is here, right? Well, you need to essentially like cut the letters off of the plane. So we have a plane here. I'm going to save this just so that you know, it's a little more safe. If it crashes, then I'm not losing everything. So there is a trim face, I think. Split face, split body. That's what I wanted to do. My words. So I'm going to split the whole thing, but then the splitting tool is going to be those edges there. So it doesn't let me do all three at once. No problem. I still have a surface. So there's a surface here and I can use that as a cutting tool. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to split body again. I'm going to choose the body. And then I'm going to choose my tool, which is that. And I don't need to extend the tool. I'm just going to click OK. That's going to create a lot of bodies. Which are not that and not this, but now I can just add this text and all the tooling bodies, which is all these. Hopefully I'll do this because they might give me an error because they're sheet metal, maybe not. I've had this do lots of weird things. Anyways, let's try it. No error, that's good. And now after that, we can get rid of this body here. And, you know, like we tried this text, it doesn't look really all that great. Why don't we try to just like hide that portion of it? So this is the first text that we had, I think, or the first emboss. Yeah, this one here. We could just suppress that feature. And then some of the stuff is kind of undone because it was that solid in the past. So it's kind of strange, right? Like when you're looking at those sort of things, because this emboss was afterwards, after this fold, that's, it just turns off everything else. So let's see if we can do all of these. Sometimes we can move it, sometimes we can't. Yeah, no, it just it doesn't like that a thing there. Anyways, bummer. Yep. So we can delete it there, or we can save them both, right? So that instance still lives, right? And then we can do that. It lived in the other one too when I saved it. Yeah, so that's like text around a curved surface, you know, like kind of like the roundabout way. So like that's a like a hack to get into it, but the curvature on just like the standard emboss actually works. It works really well. The idea, yeah, you still need to have that curvature reference so that you can make something with. So is one better than the other? I don't know. You can get the curvature off this, project it into your sketch, right? You can do it that way, so you don't have to do the like all the unfolding and all that. You can just project the geometry, remove the stuff after you're using it. If you want to remove it, you don't have to remove it. I just do that because it cleans up the model. It still exists in the model because it's in the timeline. So that's not like, it's just like a visual representation sort of thing for me, especially in the tree. Anyways, so yeah, there's tons of other tools. I'm sure we can get into it. Like I was saying before, you can always hit me up in the Discord, like Fusion 360 Discord. I have some what do you call it, Fiverr links and stuff like that if you want to purchase my services like directly through there or on there, but you can certainly get a hold of me directly, and I can do coaching or actual drawing services for you, and also drawings and stuff like that. We'll get into all that. I do use Inventor as well, and a whole other host of Autodesk products, but Fusion 360 has kind of been like a main thing for me right now. Like I was saying too, is getting into doing some code stuff. Lots and lots of fun as far as that goes. Yeah, you know, give me a like, share this, give me a follow or whatever you call that on here. Is it subscribe? Yeah, subscribe, thumbs up, blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm all new to this stuff. Thanks for coming out. Alrighty, so I think I'm all finished streaming for today, and that's that. See you again soon, maybe.